Guess that Chelsea start the season off and running. These are their first 6 fixtures of the season, and they start the campaign, as Hayley was saying, at home to Swansea, and then comes that big game August the 15th that weekend against Manchester City away, West Brom away. Chelsea traditionally have struggled at the Hawthorns. Crystal Palace at home completes August, and then they start September away at Everton, another fixture they traditionally have struggled in, before Arsenal at home on September the 19th. Andy, welcome to the desk here. Chelsea last season really did hit the ground running. Just put that into some sort of context.
Yeah, I mean, it was their unbeaten start, obviously, that, you know, they led all the way, and once they were ahead, they were so hard to catch. They started last season unbeaten in 14 games. They were 6 points clear, of course, by the start of December. Their first defeat last season, which was against Newcastle, was in their 7th game on September 26th. So just if they can repeat history on those 6 fixtures we've just seen, obviously it's going to be another situation where they're going to be so hard to catch. I know you'll be looking at the Arsenal game, and obviously we've got this situation which you're smirking at already with Jose and Arsene Wenger.
I never said a word.
We know this is a simmering feud. I go there most weeks to see these guys, and we know that always rumbles along. It coincides, doesn't it, this run that Arsenal have got against Chelsea with Jose's return to Chelsea. Not only has he never lost to Arsenal, they haven't scored in their last 5 meetings, Arsenal, against Chelsea, which actually demonstrates the impact that Jose has had. So that standout fixture, September the 19th there, and as you rightly said, the start is so important.
Yeah, it is. And as Andy was referring to, they're putting down a marker as far as the Premier League is concerned. How key then is that Manchester City game? Because they could potentially either go 3 points ahead or 3 points behind one of their biggest rivals.
Huge, but you already feel that Mourinho's he's going to get something from that game. He just knows how to get the points out of those big games. But we'll see who City invest in. Will they bring 3 or 4 good players in? They're going to have to, finishing 8 points behind them last season. Will Chelsea strengthen? Will they bring 2 or 3 in as well to make it even more difficult for those chasing teams? Arsenal 12 points behind, Man United 17 points behind. They've got the work to do. Even if Chelsea didn't strengthen, I'd still fancy them to challenge again for the title. So it's still the teams that need to catch them. But it's the second game. Even if Chelsea lose, I think they've got the ability to bounce back. I thought when you lost against Spurs New Year's Day, the wheels might fall off, but they just rebounded back quickly. They got the manager in place, the players in place to do that.
Manchester City playing a key part in the season, Chelsea playing a key part for Manchester City, vice versa, because they do feature as well. They play each other in the last 5 fixtures as well. April the 16th at Stamford Bridge for the return there. Right, we had Kevin there talking about strengthening, maybe not. Right, Drogba, and you talked about having a senior player in the squad. He has gone. We've heard that news today that he has turned down that 2-year contract over in the MLS. Surprised about that, and how difficult will his presence in the squad be to replace?
Very difficult to replace. You know, Didier is a Chelsea legend. He's been absolutely magnificent. That's his goal at Leicester towards the back end of the season. And the Drog just scores goals. He's a great guy as well. And around the dressing room, he's been vitally important over the last X amount of years. You know, when he left, they would have missed him immensely when he went to China. When he came back, they won the title once again. He's a huge figure at Stamford Bridge. So he's gone. They'll have to bring in someone new. But Kevin touched on it slightly at the end. It's up to the rest. It's up to the rest now to perform and to catch Chelsea. Now, Chelsea will, there's no 2 ways about it. They'll bring in 2 or 3 players, but he'll bring in proven players. He won't bring in players that have got half a chance of making the grade. He will bring in players that are proven within Europe and that can play in the Premier League.
So having heard that, how surprised are you about the Falcao link? Because why did he struggle at Manchester United? If Chelsea are considering him, on the evidence of what you saw at Old Trafford last season, why is he in the frame to go to Stamford Bridge, to be brutally honest?
It does surprise me. We played Manchester United in the Cup January time, and I remember him being in the corner. He looked like a lost soul. He didn't really feel comfortable. He looked like maybe the climate, living in Manchester. I mean, it must be difficult for him coming in from Monaco and the place that's played Madrid and trying to settle. But just in terms of watching his ability on the pitch, I think you can only judge him on that. He didn't perform. So for me, the only thing I can suggest is Mourinho feels he can get the best out of him. And if his knees and his injuries have healed and he's getting his fitness back, I think some managers think they can get the best out of the player, and maybe he can.
I think just on the importance of the opening day as well. In the Premier League era, only Manchester United have lost, and the opening weekend of a season have gone on to win the title. They've actually done it 3 times. Chelsea have the best opening weekend record in Premier League history. They've played 23 games, won 15. They've only lost 3 times. They've got the most amount of points, the best points per game ratio. That importance of an early start is there in the stats. The numbers back it up. I just wonder how much that is related to doing the business early. If they get Falcao in early, if they get this Drogba replacement, whatever business they're going to do, I guess that's the key, is it, that they do their business early?
Yeah, I think you're right. And once you've got the guys in, then everything's settled. It's very important to have them for pre-season because you'll go away together. You'll get to know the guys that are in the squad, and that's equally as important as being a good player. It's knowing your teammates as a person, and that's very important. So they will do their business before they leave for the Far East or whether they leave for America. I have no idea where they're going, but they'll certainly do their business beforehand.
Okay.
The fixtures can help, though, I think. When you look at David Moyes when he first came, he had a terrible start in terms of the fixtures, didn't he? So I think the fixtures can help you get off to that good start, and I've said it 2 or 3 times already. You get off to that good start, unbeaten in 10, 14 games, it allows you to have a little blip somewhere in the season as well. But Chelsea just don't have blips either.
I think when you talk about that, Kevin, and we talk about expectancy, when you're manager of Manchester United, everybody thinks you're going to win it anyway. So for Manchester United supporters, we haven't got a tough start. We should win. We should win those games. And that's the pressure that comes upon the top managers.
Right, will Falcao be either on the bench or in the starting lineup for that game against Swansea City? It'll be a chance for him to renew, I wouldn't call it friendship, acquaintances with John Terry. Have a look at this. These two have already said hello to each other. There we go, that was from last season.
Give it 2 weeks, they'll be madly in love.
Well, we saw Diego Costa and John Terry have a similar confrontation in the Champions League.
But if you don't have those, Rob, you've got a problem anyway on the field. If you're playing against somebody,
where's he going to play realistically?
I don't see him starting.
In the system that he plays, he's probably going to play a few cup games here and there. It's an injury or a tight hamstring. I think they did miss Costa when he was out, although they've got Bremy there as well.
But the one thing that I mentioned before, whatever you say about Falcao, and before his knee injury, is probably the best striker in world football. Whilst he tore Chelsea to pieces when he was
in that Super Cup game.
4-1. He scored a hat-trick there and was absolutely outstanding. So it could be a mental thing from the cruciate ligament. Hopefully that is the case, because you want to see these top players come back to their maximum, because there's no 2 ways about it. This guy was a world-class act. And if anyone can get the best out of him, Jose can do so.